Good morning, children. This is lecture number 2 for class 8 and this is chapter number 1, Transport in Plants. Children, in the previous lecture, we had discussed about xylem and phloem. Differences between xylem and phloem, different types of xylem and phloem, their function of xylem and phloem as well as their structure of xylem and phloem we had discussed in the previous lecture. Now, further from the same chapter, we are going to take the next topic, that is transport of food and water. So, as we have discussed, the food is transported through phloem to different parts of the plant, and the xylem is responsible for transferring water to different parts of the plant. Now, as we know, the water is absorbed by the roots. So, roots are carrying water to the direction, that is the up, against the gravity, we can say the roots are carrying the water. Same way, the leaves are responsible for the formation of food. When leaves prepare the food, that food is coming down to the roots also, to the stem also, to the branches also. It means the food is moving up as well as the food is coming down. Food is synthesized in the plant in the form of sucrose. Mainly the sucrose is the form of food that is present in the plant. So here the question is, when the food is preparing inside the leaf and that is transported to different parts of the plant, what is that process called? That process is called translocation. What is translocation? That is the transport of food from leaves to other parts of the plant is called translocation. As the water is moving from the roots to different parts of the plant, so the direction is upward. Okay, now as the roots of the plants are present inside the soil, okay, so when the roots, they start absorption of water from the soil, they are absorbing water as well as ions. Many ions are present in the soil, they are absorbing that one also. Now we can say because roots, they are very thin structures. Okay, so in roots also we have studied, I will show you your book. We have already, the diagram is given in your book, that is the root system in plant. So in that also, main root is there, lateral roots are there, and in those lateral roots, small roots here are also present. So when the root here, they are also responsible for the absorption of water and mineral, and they are transporting those water and minerals to the these lateral roots, and that it is transported to the main roots. Here is one highly magnified diagram in which it is clear that how the water is absorbed by the root hairs. So in that we can say root hairs, they have two type of walls, that is first one is the cell wall and second one is the inner is the cell membrane. So cell wall is freely permeable. What does it mean? Freely permeable means it allows everything to pass through it. And the cell membrane is semi-permeable. Semi-permeable means it allows some of the material to pass through it and some of the material it doesn't allow to pass through it. Now, the root hairs, they absorb the water and it goes into the lateral roots and then it goes to the main root and then it goes to different parts of the plant. So, what is the speciality of root hairs? Because root hairs are many in number in the plant. So because root hairs are in large amount, so they provide a large surface area. So if they have more surface area, the greater is the absorption of water and ions into the plant. They have, root hairs contains cell sap, which is of higher concentration than the surrounding soil water. So that is again the specialty of root hairs, because they have root hairs, they contain the cell sap. So because of that higher concentration, they have the higher concentration as compared to the surrounding soil water. The cell wall is, as I have told you, there are two type of wall. That is, first one is the cell wall, the outer one is the cell wall. So cell wall is freely permeable. It permits the movement of all the type of substance. But the cell membrane is semi-permeable. It allows only some substances to pass through it. So that is the speciality of root hairs. Why the root hairs are well suited for absorbing water from the soil. So these are the three reasons why the root hairs are most suitable for absorbing the water from the roots. Two type of semi-permeable. Now semi-permeable means it allows some of the solute to pass through it, and it doesn't allow some of the solute to pass through it. So that is why the name is given semi-permeable. Now as we know, the water move upward with the help of xylem tissue. So when the water is moving upward, some pressure or some suction is required. Pressure or suction is required. So there are two ways of transport in plants. Now what are these two ways? First is the root pressure and second is the transpiration pull. Now one by one we are going to take those topics. First is the root pressure and second is the transpiration pull. Now as we know, the roots are present in the soil. Roots are responsible for the absorption of water plus iron, and soil also contain water and iron. They have the root hairs. So when they are absorbing the water inside the roots, the more ions, because their surface area is very less, so inside that we can say that water is in less amount and ions they are also absorbing, so ions are in more amount. Inside the soil, the water is present in high concentration, high amount, and ions, as compared to these roots, the ions are present in less concentration in comparison to root. I am talking about the root only. So the water is moving from, as the water is moving into the root, it is moving from higher concentration towards the less concentration, lower concentration. So that process in which the water is moving from higher concentration towards the lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane, that is called osmosis. Okay, I will show you the definition in your book also, so you will not face any difficulty. What is osmosis? That is the movement of water molecules from its region of higher concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a region of lower concentration. Okay, here we have used a word semi-permeable membrane. Now the next process is, that is called diffusion. What is diffusion? For that I will give you one example. Suppose you have taken one beaker filled with water and we have added one drop of any color. Okay, now here when we have added one drop of that color, so that here if we talk about the drop, the concentration is high. The color is high at that place. Now the slowly the color will get mixed with the water. So here we can say the concentration of that color is lower, low concentration of that color. So what is happening over here? From the higher concentration, the molecules are coming towards the lower concentration. So that is diffusion. But in that diffusion, we have not used any semi-permeable membrane. So simply we can say the movement of any solid, may be liquid or may be gas, from the region of high concentration towards the region of lower concentration is called diffusion. I will show you the definition in your book again. The movement of molecules of gas, may be liquid or solid, from high concentration to lower concentration is called diffusion. Is that clear, children? So just like carbon dioxide diffuses in the atmosphere into the leaves, and oxygen diffuses from the leaf cells into the atmosphere during the photosynthesis. So both these processes are because of diffusion. So osmosis and diffusion, when they, what is that? They are occurring. So as I have discussed you, root pressure. What is that root pressure? As I told you, the concentration of water molecule is more. Root cell, as a what the roots they do? The root cells, as they are in contact with the cell, they take up the ions as well as the water. As a result, the root cells, they have more ions and less water in them, while the soil particles, they have more water and less ion in them. As a result, the water moves from the higher concentration to the area of lower concentration. Therefore, the soil particles of the root cell, okay, the movement of water from the area of high concentration to the area of lower concentration is known as osmosis. Okay, now this difference is continued throughout the water column as the water is moving up in all the plants. But this pressure is not enough in case of tall plants. So such plants, just like if you talk about coconut tree, that is a tall plant, bigger plant. So that pressure which is created because of high and lower concentration, that pressure is not sufficient in case of tall plants. So such plants need some other mechanism that is called transpiration pull. That mechanism is called transpiration pull. So before discussing transpiration pull, first you should know what is transpiration. So what is transpiration? Transpiration is as the water is removed in the form of water vapor from all the aerial parts of the plant. Aerial parts means the parts which are present above the soil. All the aerial plants, maybe the flower, maybe the stem, maybe the leaves, maybe the buds, everything, whatever present on the shoot. When the water is losing from there in the form of water vapor, that process is called transpiration. So transpiration in the leaves mainly occur. If we talk about leaf, it occurs mainly due to stomata. Now stomata and other aerial parts of the plant, because of the daytime or sunlight, there is a evaporation of water. So what happens? When from the leaves, from the buds, from the stem, the water is continuously losing. Water is continuously losing in the form of water vapor. Evaporation is occurring. Now what is happening? Here the concentration of water molecule is becoming lesser. Okay, as a result, because the soil contains a large amount of water inside it, as a result, as the concentration of water is becoming lesser in the aerial parts of the plant, from the soil, a force develops. That force is called suction. And because of that suction, the water is pulled upward direction. Okay, so water pulls upward from the xylem cell of the root to the leaves. So that suction which is developing because of the evaporation occurring in other aerial parts of the plant, from the root the suction is occurring inside the parts of the plant and the water is moving upward. So that is called transpiration pull. Now the transpiration is clear. Transpiration is when the water moves, the loss of water in the form of water vapor from all the aerial parts of the plant, that is called transpiration. And transpiration pull is the pulling force. Because of that force, the water is moving from the roots to all the aerial parts of the plant. So that is called transpiration pull. Now children, as I have explained you that in the root, when they are absorbing the water, they have the high concentration of water, but the ions are less. And when the roots are absorbing the water, inside the root there is a less concentration of water and more ions are there if we compare according to the structure of the root. Now, in that case, when the water is moving up from the soil, water is also moving up. That water is also carrying some of the iron along with that. Okay, when ions are carrying inside that root, so here we are saying that ions are in less concentration. Okay, and here inside the roots, the ions are in more concentration. Inside the soil, it is in less concentration, and inside the roots, they are in more concentration. Here what is occurring? Water is moving from high to low concentration, but ions are moving from less concentration towards the more concentration, means from lower concentration towards the higher concentration. So that is called active transport. That is called active transport, in which the movement of molecules from lower concentration to the higher concentration is occurring, and it requires energy, that is in the form of ATP. So that is called active transport. So here we have studied about three types of processes. First is the osmosis, second is the diffusion, third is the active transport. As well as in this video, we had discussed about what is root pressure and what is transpiration as well as transpiration pull. In the new video, few topics are left of this chapter. We will discuss later on. Thank you, children.